I'm your host, and I'm joined here today by my friend and fellow confidant, Tyler.
Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing great today.
All right, first things first, grab your drink. What are you drinking, ladies? I'm drinking water in my fancy glass because that's how I get down. Ty, what you drinking?
I am drinking strawberries and cream tequila.
Ooh.
Ooh, cheers.
So, today, Tyler and I are going to talk to you about how to elevate in your career and really reach success as you pivot from college to career. So, let's get right to it. So, Tyler, let's talk about how we met, first of all. We met at our school.
Our alma mater.
University of Louisville. And
Go Cards!
Go Cards! And we joined a professional organization, which we won't talk about. But the organization was awesome. It was focused on women and young women. And I actually brought her into the organization.
She did.
And we met a lot of great people through the organization. We became awesome campus leaders in the organization, and we're able to really do a lot of cool things and bring our own success along the way.
And diversity.
Totally.
That's a big one.
Totally. And so I kind of want to talk about that pivotal moment, I think, which this organization really helped us to reach, which is in ourselves becoming a leader. What do you think was the biggest moment that made that transition for you?
I would have to say when I was, I guess I don't want to say I was pushed, but I was put in a position to upgrade my position in the organization. So I went from being the historian, and they're like, okay, we can see you doing more. So like, let's make you be the program chair.
Yeah.
And then that was like the pivotal moment, like I can do more. And then it was like different stair steps. And they were like, okay, be the secretary. So then I was a part of the executive board. I think that was like the moment where I was like I'm in there. Now I really can share my voice and start implementing things that I want to make a change in the organization by being a part of the executive board. And then once the final step was I went for the gusto and I became president. I was the president for 2 years. Then I knew I was in control of the organization. It was my baby. So whatever I said was game. And that was like the moment. But it was just that having those people surrounding me, women from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, all encouraging me to do better and be better. And that's what I got out of the organization, because I'm like, I come from not a big town in Illinois, and it's like, I didn't meet people like that. I didn't know people like that. And meet women who were like-minded. Most women I knew were in sororities and doing different things that I wasn't about. So by joining Women for Women, they helped me learn how to be more of a professional woman. It helped me for my future steps, and it helps me with my career I have today. So I'm grateful.
Insane. I love that. And we have that in common, because I found out about this organization by being recruited, first of all. So I would highly recommend, if you are listening to this show and you are still in college, that you absolutely get involved in extracurricular activities, that you find ones that give you the opportunity to lead. And you're probably not going to lead right out of the gate, but the idea is that you choose the organization and you go with the organization that has leaders already in it that allow you to follow them because they want you to lead at some point, and they give you the room and the rope to lead. If there's no opportunity for you to lead at some point in the near future or in the first year of your involvement, then it's not the organization for you, because leadership is what builds you and what builds your skill set and your repertoire as you go along in college. So
For sure.
that's what Ty's saying. For me, when I walked into that first boardroom meeting that I was invited to, I immediately was overtaken by a group of women who, first of all, appeared very humble and very welcoming, very diverse, and very much so interested in my voice. And as you know, with everything going on now with justice and the lack of justice, for lack of a better term, our voices are what matters. Everybody right now is hashtag Black Voices, hashtag Lift Black Voices, hashtag our voices matter, Black Lives Matter. And if all of those things matter, they matter from campus to career, and they matter from career to entrepreneurship stage when you're doing your own thing. It's always gonna matter. And you need to make sure that your voice is heard, but that it's also strong and that it has a punch behind it and that it has a tribe to support it.
For sure, for sure.
Because without the tribe,
For sure.
nobody's hearing you, nobody's supporting you, and no one can move your ideas or connect with you and move those actions and plans forward. So
Sure.
first thing is that's how we came along, and that's what really drove our, I'll say, campus success.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we kind of became like women to know on campus, and it was absolutely amazing the things that we were able to cultivate on campus for other young women, and which
sure.
really gives us the interest in talking to you all today,
For sure.
and me wanting to create this show where I cater to young women and how, I can bring forth knowledge, information, encouragement, and uplift you as you grow within your college career or grow in your professional career or your startup career.
For
So
sure.
next question is, after college, I know that this organization really helped you and really impacted you, but how do you feel like you made the leap from college to career? Was that easy for you? Like, what was that transition from college like?
So my transition from college, it was I guess it was very trying, because I mean, like, when you get done with school, it's a very liberating thing going through graduation, crossing that stage. You're like, I did it. I did all what I was supposed to do. I went here for college for so many odd years, and I came to my goal. I came to the finish line, and then it's like, okay, I'm done. So what do I got? Where's there next?
What's next?
Look for a place of employment. So I was in Sancho. I was like, do I want to go back to school? Because I got my degree in public health. So I was like, do I want to go back to school, get my degree in nursing, be a public health nurse? Do I want to go and look for jobs that are in public health that are open right now? Do I want to stay at my current job, which I was working in student housing and leasing? And I was like, do I want to stay in my current job and progress that way? So I had a lot of different things going on in my mind, and I always come to God for all my thoughts and all my feelings. So I'm like, God, just lead me to the right path, what is right for me. And I was blessed to been able to be offered a management position by my current job, which was student housing. So it's like, I might have got my degree in public health, but I feel like I am working for the public every day, because I deal with everyone, with residents' day-to-day things, whether it be having to pay their rent, whether it be that they're having relationship with issues with their roommates. So it's like, I deal with everyone's feelings. I have to deal with people every day. So I feel like I am still using public health, but I am a manager for leasing and student housing, which I do love my job, but I mean, it can be trying from time to time, but it's like,
Girl, dealing with the public. Okay.
It is, but I feel like the things that I learned in Women for Women help guide me along those ways, because me being a president of a college organization, I can deal with the college students. Being in leadership, I know that things need to be done, and I'm in charge of other people. So I feel like when you get that backing and different things like that, I say when you're in college, be involved, because I'm like, that gives you that step and that gives you that experience. So the people know that, like, they see your resume, like, you did this, you did that, you did that. They know that you can handle those type of situations. And I was blessed to be able to help those type of situations, to ever been able to get a job in that, and right after college from my current employer. So I just say that, but Women for Women, I say they molded me to be the go-getter, the way that I am, the grinder. I have to say I did get that from them, for sure.
Yes. Totally. And what I'll say to piggyback off of that is, what she was kind of going to is that just because you major in something, just because you think that that's what you want to do, doesn't necessarily mean that that is where you're going to end up. Never feel like the major, the minor, or the degree is the end all be all. I know some of you may have parents who are pushing you to do one specific thing, one particular thing, but you have an interest and a knack and a passion, more importantly, to go in a different direction. Allow yourself to go in that different direction, so long as you're happy and as long as you are meeting your desires. If you want to be rich, or if you want to be a humanitarian, that's two different things. That's two different highways. And that's okay. You know, just your happiness matters. And once you realize and become exposed to, which I also want to do on this show, specifically for those of you who are in college, expose you to career paths you may not have otherwise been exposed to, because that will open your mind to other possibilities that maybe you weren't aware of before. And that is a lot of times the gap that we experience after college. That gap where we are questioning, is this what I want to do? Is this the avenue I want to go down? For me, I majored in marketing. Marketing is so vast. What do you want to do in marketing was the first question they asked me when I graduated, and I was looking for marketing jobs. And I wanted to live in New York City. Everyone in New York City is going to look at you like you're crazy. What in marketing? What's your specialty? My school didn't even have specialties, y'all. At the time, I don't know if they do now. I should look into that, actually.
You should. I don't know.
In marketing, I ended up learning when I moved to New York that there was such a thing as social media marketing, separate from digital marketing, which social media falls under. There's brand marketing, which is largely product-based, and then there's consumer product marketing. I can keep going.
A lot of marketing.
You have to really pick a lane and start in a lane. And if you cannot start in that lane right away, just like she said, like starting something that you have interest in and that still connects back. So for me, marketing is vast. Marketing deals with people, consumers. Marketing, for me, I wanted to be at a CMO level at some point. And in order to be a chief marketing officer, you need to know how to lead and lead people and manage processes and systems and such. So I started my career actually in retail as a retail manager right out of college. And being able to do that, I learned merchandising, which is very important for marketing. I learned how to lead teams. I led a team of over 100 people. I had to work a lot of hours, so I was used to working hours, setting floors, setting stages, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And all of those things helped me when I shifted into what I wanted to do with marketing, when I learned what avenue I wanted to start in, which was brand marketing, and then I was able to continue on that way and on that path, which I'm still on that path now, but I'm looking to get into the consumer packaged goods side of marketing. And I say all of that to say that no matter what within your career, always find that moment to level set. And always find that moment to touch base with the people in your life, like Tyler, who matter, who can speak life into you, who can uplift you, whom you have something in common with, who will also like, girl, you need to get it together.
And you
girl,
need that.
Figure it out. Like,
yes,
talk to God, whatever.
You need that. Everyone needs that.
Yes.
You need that for sure, for sure. You need someone to be on your side. But also, I would like to say, it's like I say, get a career somewhere where you know it's placed for improvement. Don't get a career somewhere where you know you're gonna be stuck. And if you feel like you're gonna be stuck and you already see how it's gonna be, I would start looking for jobs, because the whole thing is you want to grow and you don't want to be stuck in that same place. I know comfort is great, but sometimes you need to think outside the box and think of something greater and better. So I would always stress that you need, if the job is gonna keep you stuck in the same place where there's no room for growth, then you need to find another career path for sure.
And that's what happened to me. I was working in retail, and if you know anything about big box retail, I worked in one of the top 4 big box retailers in the 3rd largest market in the country, in New York. And my regional manager was like, I want you to be a regional manager in the next year or 2. I was like, I want to work in the marketing office in Manhattan. And she was like, oh, okay. Like, she's like, that's not my dream for you, and you're not on my level. So they were all convinced that I was going to become a regional manager, though I had a different plan. I had a different thought. And without going in that rabbit hole, which we can talk about another day, how you need to really own your career path and have the guts to make the tough decision of leaving. But my mistake was I left without the next thing in the bag.
Ooh.
And I think that it's okay to do that if you already have a side hustle.
Or a nest egg. Thank God for nest eggs.
It took me
For sure.
probably 2 months to get my side hustle off the ground when I resigned from my job. I resigned because I was upset. I resigned because I was done, right? And my happiness and my mental health matter to me a lot. I'm an Aquarius and I make moves and I don't care. And I knew I had cushion. If you don't have financial cushion, you can't already support yourself. Like, I wasn't calling my parents. They didn't have to help me financially. I took care of myself.
Amen.
And I was able to support myself. But,
yes, for sure.
like, absolutely have. Sorry, guys, we got cut off. Anyway, that was only 15 minutes, so it's not like we were talking too much.
No, you weren't.
We were talking about that the transition to like your own hustle. If you feel like your job is not where you want to be, like, let it go. You definitely don't want to get stuck in a job when you're young, because you'll be there forever. You'll be there much longer than you need to be.
Yes.
And when you're young, like, you need to be able to take those pivots. Like,
you do. Like,
when the door opens, like, you need to run through it. When you want to
Yes.
move to the next thing, you gotta move, girl.
Yes. That is so true. Like, if you feel it, and if you can do it, achieve it. Like make sure it happens for you. That's a big thing. That's what we're talking about. Like, saving, nest eggs, like having that side hustle or something else to fall back on. That's a big thing to have. So like when you first start your career, like, I get it. I have to pay student loans and rent and everything else. Like, you all sure have to do, the ones who are out of school. And like, you have to think about that. You have to say, let me put something to the side. Like, I can't buy myself a Louis bag this year or this quarter.
Okay, Louis
Like,
bag.
I can't buy my new Tory Burch bracelet. Like, you just have to put those things aside so you know, so you can be able to get out when it's time for you to get out. Because, and it may be that you may love the job, but they don't love you back, and they may let you go. So you need to think about, like, what if. So please always have a little something extra on the side, just in case you come into those different circumstances. Look at what we're going through right now with COVID-19. A lot of people are having to go through their savings because they are unemployed, or or other things have happened where they can't work their jobs just because of things being closed down. So just think about that. And I'm like, sorry, I'm big on money consciousness. So I just like,
Another episode.
So that's a big thing that I would like to stress to you all, because like, I wish somebody would have told me that, so I could have been more prepared sooner than what I was. So
Yeah, and we're definitely going to talk about money on another episode, as that's very, very, very important. And there's a lot of things that you can be doing now during this quarantine that can really help you increase your income. Of course, I'm sure many of you may know, but there are a lot of things that I think you're still learning and that you can still take away. But nonetheless, so we've made the pivot. We've had experiences. We've leveled up in college. We connected with the right people. We became leaders on campus. As women, we helped women. All right, woo, go us. And then, and then we made a lot of little, questions. We had a lot of little questions about what we wanted to do after college, and making that pivot from college to career wasn't as straight and narrow as we thought and as we expected, but we still made pretty successful moves. We're taking care of ourselves. We're making nice money, you know?
Blessings.
Blessings, okay? And now we're still looking for our next step in our career and maybe our degree field.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And at this point, we have also made career pivots. I know for me, I resigned from my job and I started my own hustle, and it's still moving, but it's not shaking yet, but it's okay. It's gonna shake at some point. You have to be consistent, and I haven't been consistent. But anyway, so now that we're here at this phase where we are young professionals, we've been out of college for a few years, and we're looking for that next career step, that next career move. What do you think is your best advice to these young ladies who are at this stage? They're already young professionals, they're not in college, and they're ready to make that next step. What has been keeping you focused on that as your goal, and what are you doing to make it happen?
So, I mean, like, as much as I love my job, I know that I would not do this forever just because it's not what I went to school for. That's not where my passion lies. So, I mean, if you are passionate about something, just you have to put your best foot forward to get to where your passion lies. So I have been looking at other career choices, other career paths, while still working in my current career set. Because I mean, like, not saying I don't like my job, but it's just that sometimes, you know, like, you don't want to be just stuck in something. You want to do what you like. You want to do what you went to school for, where your passion lies. So I say you still keep working your job, still doing this stuff. Don't slack at what your current career is. Like, don't slack on that. I say keep working hard, but look for another path that's right for you. That's why people, you know, we do networking events and different things of that sort. Go to those different things. I know they have virtual career fairs, and LinkedIn has virtual workshops, webinars, all that stuff. I say utilize those things because those things can help you. I always freshen up your resume because, I mean, it can always be better. I always think that, I mean, ever so often, I would say every couple months or so, freshen it up. I mean, if it's something that you might need to modify about your resume, do that. Because, I mean, like, that's what people are seeing. And you want to be like, you want to be the face that they see and the number that they call or the person that they email. So that you just, like, keep doing things of that sort. And like I said, just don't get that burnout. The goal is not to get burned out. So, like, if you're not happy, then you think about what is going to make you happy. Sometimes you have to take a leap. Sometimes you have to take risks. And Ayanna talked about that, saying that she quit her job. And it's like, I know it's crazy, I know it's scary, but sometimes you just have to do that, because why be unhappy? Like we're not put on this earth to be unhappy. We're put on this earth to serve God.
To the fullest.
Like, live like the fullest, but to serve God as well. Don't forget that. So then, so you can have all the things that you want in life. So, like, just don't give up. Keep the momentum going, strive for the best. Like, I'll tell you, I just be my own testimony saying that, I know it's going to be hard, but I know that I'm not going to keep myself from getting what I want in this life. And that's how you should feel every day. And and that's basically what I would just tell to you all. Like, don't give up. Just because we're young adults, I don't care if you 22, 29. It's just like, don't give up. Like, your story's not finished yet. Don't let anyone else tell you what your story is. You know your story, and God has your purpose. So just keep your faith, and then just let God lead you to the right path.
I
for
love
sure.
it. Yeah. So good. Because that's what is happening a lot to a lot of people. I've heard in the news, like, a couple of young girls committed suicide because of the pandemic being too difficult. People are committing suicide because they've lost their jobs. Young people.
For sure.
Like, we don't want to see that.
No, it's not.
No family member wants to see their young person leave this earth before they leave this earth. And not selfishly, but because they see something in us that says you have a lot more to give. You have a lot more you want to achieve. You have a lot more that you want to fulfill. Just go do it.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of times, I'm kind of going on a little tangent, but I just feel like putting this out there that when the road gets tough, you might get a little lost. You don't really know where the next step is, but you feel like you need to make a step. Either sit back, get quiet, and meditate on it, pray about it, really give yourself that time to make the right step, and or really focus on surrounding yourself with positive people.
Yes, for
really
sure.
Focus on affirmations.
Yes, for real.
And tell yourself inside and out that you can do it. Remind yourself of the things that you want to achieve.
Yes.
Put in my favorite, I swear to you, my favorite show was Being Mary Jane. Not because of all the sex scenes, which people loved.
Definitely a great show. Great show, but
I loved the show, y'all, because I loved how she had the sticky notes all over her mirror.
And they were so good quotes.
Inspirational quotes.
They were so good.
I thought that was the most phenomenal idea ever. And my sticky notes wouldn't stick to my mirror, but anyway. I tried it, and they
yeah.
remind me all the time of those kind of quotes when you have them places and in your heart, and you write them on the table of your heart. Like, they just keep you motivated. They keep you alive. So I encourage you to do that. Do what you need to do. Like, we love you. We want you here. We want you to achieve. We want to see you achieve. Come back and tell us you achieved whatever step you achieved. And we're gonna incorporate that at the end of my show. Like, what's one thing that you've accomplished this week? One thing that you're proud of this week. So to go along with that question that I asked Tyler earlier, which is, what do I plan to do with me trying to make the next step as a young professional? Like I said, I am looking to get into the CPG space of marketing. It's still marketing, it's just a different branch. So on my current job, I had a conversation. I pulled my senior director into a one-on-one, and I said to her, this is where I'm trying to get. And in order to accomplish that, I need to build X, Y, and Z skill sets. This job that I have at this company, it says that I'm going to do those things, but I'm not. So how can I get these 3 skills built here? She found a way to pull me into the boardroom, into different meetings. Thank God for that. If you're at a company where you don't have a leader who's able or willing to pull you into different realms that can get you the skill sets built that you want, you gotta find another confidant within your company and your organization, or join an outside organization where you can build those skills to add to your resume.
Yes, for sure.
And again, your toolkit.
Yes.
And I'm building those 3 skills now, and those 3 skills I'll be able to add to my resume with tangible proof, right? With tangible portfolio pieces.
Yes.
That when I start to apply for these jobs this summer, don't tell.
Look out! Don't tell my job either. We trying to progress. Seattle, Washington, I'm coming to you. Just know that I'm coming. Prepare yourself.
Listen, as I'm applying to these jobs this summer, I'm adding those things on my resume. I'm accepting LinkedIn interviews now because I've worked here long enough. I've built a rapport at this company. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to do that too. Build a rapport, build some people within the organization at different levels that will support you and will write a recommendation letter or vouch for you.
For sure.
Doing all of those things and accepting LinkedIn interviews.
For sure. And I just want to fall back on when you saying you have a support system, my boss is like that's my girl. That'd be the hardest thing for me to do is to leave her, because that's my girl. Me and her, we've had some highs and lows for sure, and it's she's always trying to teach me how to be better, how to be more professional, because she's been in every job, and it's always good to have somebody who's seen everything in the field that you're in, so she already knows how it is. She already knows the lowdown. She's like, Ty, T, this is what needs to be this needs to be that, and I love that I have her encouragement, and it's all love. It may be tough love from time to time, but it's love where I know she wants to see me do good. If you have someone that doesn't want to see you do good, you're not going to progress. She wants me to learn because she wants me to progress in my career goals, but she's not. She'd probably be crying for a year if I left, but she's okay to let me go. And that's what you need to have, somebody who's not going to be, that's going to have your best
interest at heart.
Yes, best interest, thank you. Best interest at heart. And I know that it's all love. So, if you're in a toxic work environment, I think you should probably just leave that place right then and right now. Because, you're probably not going to progress. And nobody's going to be there to even give you a referral letter, a recommendation, or anything like that, because it's just not a good work environment. So be with people who want you to achieve. They want to see you do well. They're trying to teach you things so you can be better. So you got to tell something I can do this, that, and the other in leasing, if I had to tell you, I was about to get technical about it. But and I learned all that stuff through her doing this. Like I said, I'm a public health major. I'm a person that just learned, public health, our main thing is the well-being of others, which that is what I do. But I learned how to market. I'm on social media all the time, marketing our apartment complex. I am putting stuff into spreadsheets every day, calling other comps around the area who are in leasing, like, what is your numbers? What are y'all doing? Like, trying to do that, things that I never thought I would do. So, I mean, I say that like, as long as you have somebody who's in your background wanting you to achieve, you can do that. And I feel like if it wasn't for her, I probably would not have learned all things that I have learned by doing these the last couple of years. So it is just a blessing. So that's my ear corner. Confidant.
So as we end the show and we want to leave you on a positive note, think about one thing that you've achieved or one thing that you're happy about, proud of this week. We're almost at Friday.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
So yeah, tell us in the comments what's that thing for you.
And what's yours?
Yeah.
I'll ask you the question now
this
first.
week, I am super excited about two things actually. I'm gonna give you both instead of just one. The first one is I have learned a few new tricks related to investing that I am very excited about putting into use and watching it grow and come to fruition. The second thing that I'm very happy about that I have achieved this week is I just got booked for another modeling gig. I'm a creative, so I act and I sing.
Congratulations.
And I also model, and yeah, I got another gig, so I'm excited. Shimone. How about you?
$1 bill, y'all. I'm like, so, I mean, I would say it's a good week for me. Like, long as the leases keep rolling in, Tyler is like happy. Like, so I guess this week I'm trying to see what have I learned? I feel like I know everything. So, so like, I mean, I feel like I say my every day is a learning. It's a learning moment. Like, it's just like we have properties building around us. I live near a big campus, so it's properties learning. So I learn day to day is how to compete with the game. So like my thing is I go with other comps, see what they're doing, and then we try to improve the best way we can. And I mean, I always say to all you rub those shoulders. That's what I do. I just rub them shoulders and I get them leases. so that's always good. We're bringing it. If I'm getting at least 14 leases a week, that is a good week for Tyler. So that's just a learn. I mean, I learn day to day by watching my managers and just seeing day to day things. Like, I mean, like, I feel like every day I learn something new every day, but nothing like something specific that hasn't stood out. But just my work week it's good. So like, just give me like 20 leases this week and I'll be happy. Like,
damn. 20 leases, Lord. 20 leases, Lord.
Yes, we didn't get to 100% before fall. If you want to talk about like how leasing is during COVID, that can be a whole different conversation that we can talk about because I will get into a lot of detail. It's hard to lease during COVID. I'll tell you all that. I believe it. It is. It's hard. So when you get 14
even
leases,
though people are moving during COVID, I'm shocked.
It's hard because like U of L is like they don't know if they want to have classes open or not.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like people, parents stay at home, and then they're like, okay, then we're not gonna sign a lease, then we're gonna get home. Yeah. So it's just it's hard. So I know fellow leasers, if anybody's a fellow leaser out here, then you'll understand that it is hard during COVID just because of remote classes. Some classes start remote, some classes start in person or hybrid, and either or. But so it is hard. So
thank y'all for listening, and we're happy to be your virtual confidant. Confide in us. Let us know about your successes. We love to share successes, and there will be more topics to come that will help all of us ladies level up and become ourselves and live the life that we're passionate about. All right? Thank you. Ciao.
Be blessed.
Be blessed.
Hola, hola. I just wanna ride out. Hola, hola, papi chulo, necesito watch out.